Welcome you all to Leeds International School. Today we have a lesson for Form 3 student for the first term mathematics, straight line and graph, which is chapter 6. So we'll turn the page and we'll see the chapter 6. Topic is straight line and graph. Straight lines can lie anywhere at any angle to the x-axis. Lines parallel to the x-axis. So we have an equation x equals to 6. So it does say no matter what y coordinate, if the x coordinate is always 6. Now we draw it. You see the red arrow is the x coordinate here. So x coordinate, you can see that is always 6. But what about the y coordinate? Is 3. So no matter what y coordinate, x has to be 6 here. Lines parallel to the y-axis. Now y equals to 3. Y coordinate 3 while the x coordinate can take any value, same as the other way around. Here you can see the y coordinate is 3 but the x coordinate is 6. So no matter what y coordinate is, x coordinate is, here y should be 3. So y equals to 3. You can have a look here now. Alright. Points on a line. With an equation, we were given some points here. Equation is y equals to 3x minus 4. It is in your book. It is on your textbook. Now we were given some points here, 3x and minus 2 minus 10. We are going to check now, are these points lie on the line? Okay, x value is 3 here. So we can check y value according to the above equation. So you can see x is 3, y is 5. The given point is 3 and 6. So it does not lie on the line. If it is 3 and 5, it will lie on the line. What about these second points? X is minus 2 and y value we can take substitute into the above equation. And yes, it gives us minus 10. So minus 2, minus 10 lie on the line, but first one does not lie on the line. Alright. We have another example. X and y coordinates are given here. 2, 4, 3, half, 5, half, minus 1, 1 and 0, 2. With this we will write an equation. How do we write? Here you will see that y coordinate is always 2 units more than the x coordinate. So when we are adding plus 2 to the x, you can get the value for y. So we can write an equation y equals to x plus 2. Alright, we'll discuss further. Moving to the another example. We were given an equation again, y equals to 2x plus 1. What do? We are taking some values for x and we're going to look the value for y. Okay, when x is 1, value for the y is 3. But if x is 3, value for the y is 7. We'll take minus value as well now. Yes, x is minus 3 and y value has to be 5. Okay, we'll take these points. When x is 1, y is 3. When x is 3, y is 7. When x is minus 3, y is 5. So x and y coordinates are here 1, 3, 3, 7, minus 3, 5. What do we do now? We are taking this into our information table, and information table we can write x and y coordinates separately. Alright, we'll draw the graph now. Okay, we have the coordinates beside it, and what do? We are drawing this graph line. So we draw the graph line and you can see it's a straight line which is slanted to the x-axis. Can we check the points on the line? Here the first point, 1 and 3. We can see here x coordinate 1 and from the y coordinate it's 3. Yes, you can see the points according to the other points as well. Alright, we draw the graph and now you know lines parallel to the x-axis, points on the line, straight line, slant line and everything. Now we'll discuss about comparing slopes, gradient, calculating gradient of line and the intercept on the y-axis, parallel lines. But we're comparing slopes now. Slope. Okay, we were given some equation, it is bit different. We just arrange it according to y equals to mx plus c. Okay, you will know why y equals to mx plus c later. So we just arrange x values near the equation and other values after the x values. So we wrote them and we have some equation now, and according to the equation we just gave some values to x and we look for values for y, and we can draw some lines here according to the equation, as you know that how to draw it now, and you can see the lines parallel. Okay, keep it in mind, and for now we will move to the gradient. The difference between y coordinate and difference between x coordinate. Okay, we have a graph here. You can see the difference of y and difference of 3 x coordinate here, 3 and 4. So we can write according to the equation 4 over 3. And the second one here 5, and it comes down, slopes down, so it's minus. So minus 3 over 5. Okay, how do we calculate the gradient from a graph now? Let's calculate gradient of a line. Since the equation is the same and we were given an example, A points are 3 and 5 and B points are 2 and 7. So we know the x and y coordinates here. So y coordinates are 5 and 7, x coordinates are 3 and 2. So here easily we can find the gradient is minus 2 with these differences. Alright. What is the example 2? You can do it now for yourself. Pause the video and do it before you get the answers. And you can check your answers with this answer whether it's correct. So the gradient is intercept of the y-axis. We can see the equation here, y equals to x plus 3. And how do we find the intercept with this equation? Okay, we'll have some value for x as 0 and we find the value for y as 3. So we have another second equation as well. There also you can put the value 0 for x and we can find the value for y, and we can draw two graphs according to it as below. And you can say intercept tells where the line cuts the y-axis. So where the line cuts the y-axis in the first graph, it is at 3, and the second graph, it is at minus 3. So we'll move to the equation now. First equation is y equals to x plus 3. It is plus 3. And in the second equation, it is y equals to 2x minus 3. It is minus 3. So you can see that from the equation itself, you can find the intercept. So that's why we have the equation, the standard equation, y equals to mx plus c. So with this m, you can say it is the gradient. And with this c, you can say it should be the intercept. So you can find intercept and gradient anywhere where you see an equation like this. So we have 2y and equals to 3x minus 1. So can we find the gradient and the intercept here? Yes, you can arrange it according to the standard equation, and the gradient here 3 over 2 and the intercept here minus 1 over 2. It's very easy, isn't it? Parallel lines. Okay, what does it mean by parallel lines? And how do we know whether it's parallel line from a y equals to mx plus c equation? Okay, we were given some equations here. As you see, y equals to 2x plus c and plus 3 and all. So there you can find the gradient. As you know, you can find the gradient is y equals to mx plus c. So near the x value, then it is m. So m is the gradient, and gradients are same on first three equations. The gradients are same. Okay, the gradients are same in the first equations. So the last two equations, the gradients are not same. If the gradients are same, the lines are parallel. But if the gradients are not same, the lines are not parallel. So we saw some parallel lines earlier, so you can check whether the gradients are same. Pause the video and go back and check with that. Now we're going to draw this graph on a paper. So what is the equation is 3x equals to 4y 3x minus 4y equals to 12. So this is the equation given, and we're gonna arrange it according to our equation y equals to mx plus c. So we just arranged it. After we just get it with y equals to mx plus c, for the m value we get 3 over 4, and for the c value we get minus 3. So with this we can know what is the gradient and what is the intercept. Alright, we'll draw a graph here. Now we've put a value to x, and we find the value for y, and we put a value for x again, 0, and find the value for y, minus 3, and again a minus value for x, and find the value for y, it's minus 6. So we took in them the information into information table, and we're going to plot these points on the graph. So the same equation is there, the difference between y coordinate, the difference between x coordinate. We're going to find the gradient here, and we're going to plot this. After we plotting these points, we can draw this line. It's a slanted line, and you can see the difference between y coordinate here. So what is the difference between y coordinate? You can see with it is 4, and difference between x coordinate, it is 3. So run and rise, it goes to upwards, so it is 3 over 4. It is a plus gradient. Okay, we have another equation. Linear equation is there, 3x minus 4y equals to 12, and we're going to have some value for x less than 5 and greater than 0. When x is 0, y will be minus 3. Okay, and we are getting other value for y as 0, and after we adding y as 0, then we get the answer for x as 4. Okay, now when x is 2, what will happen to y? When equals to 2, and we just substitute the values for this above equation, and we will get this answer like this. 6 minus 12 equals to 4y, and we just isolate y here, minus 4 divided by 4. We can keep it as a mixed fraction because it's an incomplete one, improper one. So minus 1 and 1 over 2. So this is the answer for y. So we can plot these points here on the graph, and we can draw a graph like this. It's a straight line. It will be like this. You can just check with your graph paper, and you can draw this accordingly, and according to that we can draw this graph. And how do we find whether it is correct? Values for 3x and values minus value for y should be equal to 12. So it's right. Okay, we'll have another equation now. X divided by 3 plus y divided by 2 equals to 1. It's not a linear equation, so we have to make it as a linear equation. So we take some values for x greater than minus 1 and less than 4. So when we take some values for x and y, we will be given some when x is 0, y will be 2, when y is 0, x is 3. Okay, so we can take these values and we just plot these points on the graph, and we can draw this line. So it is a straight line like this. Pause the video and draw the line so you can know how you did that correctly or what. So here the difference in y coordinates, it's 3, and the x, it's minus 2 and it's 3. So you can find the gradient over there. Now you may know the different forms of the equation of the straight line, get information from the equation of line, and now the equation of line through two given points. How do we find that? Now we were given two given points, that means 4, 2 and 0, 4. These are the two given points. Now we are going to write an equation through this. Alright, with these given points we're going to plot these on a graph. Okay, after we plotting on a graph, so you learned so far, you will be getting a straight line like this as a slope, sloping down. Okay, when it is sloping down, the gradient should be minus. So you should have it in your mind, the gradient, the slope should be minus. So difference of the x coordinate and difference of the y coordinate, you can take accordingly, minus 2 divided by 4. Intercept you can find as 4, where the y axis cuts the line. Okay, so intercept is 4 and the gradient is minus 1 over 2. Why it is? Because we just simplify it. As it is, we can write an equation y equals to minus x divided by 2 plus 4. Think. Pause the video and think. Alright. It is not a linear equation. So what do? We multiply with all the values with 2 and we get an equation finally 2y equals to minus 1x plus 8. Alright, I hope so far we covered all the lesson for these straight lines and graph. I hope you understood everything, and you can just pause the video when you're reading, when you're checking this. So what you have to do, just check with your workbook, check with your textbook, and finally you will get the answer. You will get there. Okay, then thank you very much.